5 huge growth stocks to watch next week. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And today we're going to speak about 5 growth stocks that I expect to go absolutely crazy next week. We have some cheap stocks, we have some SPACs, we have a fan favorite. All of these stocks I think are going to go crazy next week. I think the volatility is going to be immense, and I think we're going to see some huge jumps, potentially to the upside, potentially to the downside. Either way, I think we're going to be able to make a lot of money on some of these companies, my friends. These aren't the safest stocks in the world. We are looking at growth stocks, most of them with very low market caps. These are volatile. This is the true definition of growth, baby. Right before we get into the first company of today, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It's free, it helps your boy out. Drop me a comment down below once you've watched this video till the end, which one's your favorite play for next week. And please, my friends, if you're new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button. We're this close to 60,000 beautiful investors. If you're interested in joining my private Discord group with over 500 members, get my buy and sell alerts, access to over 40 private chats, hit that first link in the description. But it charges the first of every month, so wait a few days. Put it in your Google Calendar. Wait till the first. And if you want 4 free stocks, 2 of which are valued up to $3,700, hit the second link in the description and open a Webull account and deposit $100. It's that simple. It's free stocks, free money. Now, with that being said, first company of today, it's on the screen. You probably know who it is. It's Ideanomics. I just released a video on these guys very recently. I've done 2 so far. But boom, there's been some crazy price action. In today's video, by the way, we're going to be focusing more so on price action, more so on the charts. So this is what we're seeing with Ideanomics, okay? I made my first video here, pre-market Monday. Look what happened. They went from about 155, open at 208, hit highs of 290. It's disgusting. What has happened in the meantime though? We've created this very large gap. We've also created some sort of a line of resistance at 395. Now you can see obviously they smashed through it, but they came right back down. And the reason we're looking at 395 is because of this right here. They're, short-term previous high. Now they have much bigger highs, but this is the most recent one we have to work off. So the lower end of where I'm looking at of the gap is right around here, right around 175 or so. So we're pretty much dead in the middle of this support, which isn't a support, and this resistance, which isn't even necessarily a resistance, but 2 points of interest. I think the odds of us making a move towards either of these zones is very high. What am I personally hoping for? I'm personally hoping that we come down to 175. I like this company. This company, not this stock, not this ticker symbol, but the company as a long-term investment. So if I can buy my shares at 176 as opposed to 282, that's a lot better. It's a lot cheaper, a lot juicier value. Now keep in mind, guys, just because I say I like them and I like them long term, they are still a penny stock. I mean, look at how cheap they are. Look at these moves. We're seeing 100+% moves like there's no tomorrow. None of the companies we speak about in today's video are what I would call safe investments whatsoever, so just be aware of that. But next week, hopefully, I want to see this dip. I want to see a juicy dip. I want to come fill in this gap, maybe create some sort of a real line of support, and hopefully start building my position in this company, because I think there's a lot of potential here. If you want more information on why I believe that, check out the 2 previous videos I did on this company. But we have spoken about it time and time again on the channel. These gaps get filled, whether it's 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months down the line, they get filled more than 90% of the time. And when it's a penny stock, I certainly don't think it's going to be any different whatsoever. And I'm hoping that next week is the week it gets filled. Okay, so on to company number 2, another company we've covered on the channel relatively recently. Now these guys have been on an absolutely fantastic run, no doubt about it at all. And the quite good thing here is there's been a lot of buying and selling. There's been some sideways action. It hasn't just been, nothing but buying. They were going on this prolonged downward period, okay? Then there was a very nice period of consolidation. Then they started to move up. Now there's been a lot of upwards buying since then. You can see a lot of it is unhealthy. There's been a lot of gaps. They've all pretty much been filled in, except for this most recent one, which starts at about 577. We're very bullish on the 50-day moving average. We're very bullish on the MACD. Last time we were around these price levels, that's when a dip happened, but it wasn't the craziest dip in the whole world for a penny stock. And again, this actually is a company I like in the long term, and ARK investor investing. A couple of things I'd like to point out is that all the way back in April, now I know we're going a long way back, there was a gap created here downwards, then a period of consolidation. That gap got filled. We gapped up from 79 cents all the way up to about 120, all the way up to about 390 in the span of 4 hours. So nearly 400%, no more, in 4 hours. Now they did go on this prolonged downward period, but we most certainly haven't filled in this gap. You will see the closest we got to was right around here, which is nearly where this candle opened. Now do I think this gap is going to be filled? I'm going to be completely honest and say I don't think it has to be filled, but it's something that's going to be in the back of my mind for a little while. Now again, this is a company I'm not invested in yet. I considered getting in around the $3 mark, never pulled the trigger. It is what it is. But a lot has changed fundamentally for the company since here. That is why it went up so much in the first place. I do like the fact that it did come back down quite considerably, but now we are very, very clearly in this upward trend. You can see there is some sort of a trend line forming here, but it is very choppy. It is very messy. But if they can keep up this momentum, there's no reason they can't just keep going up and up and up. Now again, last time the MACD was this bullish, we did come on a very big pullback, but we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, in the short term, there is this gap here at about 579, but it's not even the biggest pullback from there. I think as long as the market stays bullish, a lot of these penny stocks are flying up right now, especially when you see people like ARK Invest buying into them. So until things like that start to change, until market sentiment turns, I don't think we're going to be coming down too much, and I do think they have room to go up. But again, I would like to see them coming back down sometime soon. I know a lot of you guys are invested and aren't going to want to hear that, but think about it. If you're a long-term investor, if they come back down, you get to buy more stocks cheaper. I mean, that's literally the best case scenario. I know for a week or two, or maybe even a month or two, you know, it's not what you want to see. Your portfolio's in the red, but if you hold them for 5-10 years and they do really well, you're going to be happy that that crash happened and you got to buy more shares cheaper. I mean, don't forget that only earlier on this month, this company was about $2.70 a share. Now we're at about $6.50. It's been immense growth. And again, if we go back to April, May, they were a sub $1 company. I mean, they've nearly 10x'd already. But again, it is a company. I like what they do. I like the long-term prospects. Keep an eye on them. I expect more big moves to happen next week, one way or the other. Who knows if it's going to be upwards or downwards. The newest hot SPAC that there is, okay? Apex, ticker symbol APXT. So many of you guys are asking for a full video on this company. Look, it probably will come. I didn't want to rush it. I have been doing my research. I like what I'm seeing so far. Straight away though, look at that price action. Huge gap. Not a doubt in my mind that at least some of this gap is going to be filled in relatively soon. When I say relatively soon, that does not mean Monday, it does not mean Tuesday. It means within the next few weeks. We've seen this so many times with SPACs, my friends. They gap up, they go on nice runs, they come back down. It really is that simple. This was a very, very big gap up. And there is a lot of hype surrounding this company as of now. That is why I believe this. The reason I'm including this in today's video before I've done my full DD is I want you guys to be aware of it, and I want you guys to know why I haven't made a video just yet. It's because I want to really do DD. I want to really understand this company before I decide if I want to invest, before I put enough time into deciding if I want to invest. Now, it's exciting. It really is. I can tell you, I have seen there is a lot of people swinging this company. I have seen it firsthand. There is big volumes right now. If you don't know who they're merging with, it is this company here, Avepoint, cloud-based company. Very exciting. The cloud's done absolutely incredibly well this year. Incredibly well, and doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Their homepage here, collaborate with confidence, migrate, manage, and protect Microsoft 365 and SharePoint data. Join the more than 7 million cloud users that trust Avepoint. We have a customer base. It's awesome. I see why people are excited. Cloud companies are complicated, okay? To understand the basics of them, very simple, but to really get a good understanding of the company, not so easy. So you can expect a full video on these guys probably next week, as long as I can get enough time to look into them properly. But I did just want to put them on your guys' radar for next week. I fully am expecting at some stage a pullback. Another one, another hype stock, another growth stock, an EV stock, RMG. Wow, finally started going on a really nice run. This is something we've actually known about for a very long time. This most certainly was a delayed reaction. We initially found out about this, went on an initial pop, and came back down and did absolutely nothing. You can see as of late we've gone on this absolutely beautiful run up. I know a lot of people have made a lot of money in here. A lot of people have been sitting on this back for a considerable period of time. You're up, what, 60-70%? Happy days. Absolutely beautiful. Now this is a company I know a decent bit about. I've done quite a bit of DD on them. I like them. Working with some big names, Workhorse obviously being one of them. Pretty exciting. Obviously, yet again, as we always see with these SPACs and with these hype stocks in particular, there's gaps. Obviously, this very big gap here between 15, 16, kind of 14, 20. But there is a smaller gap down here around the 10 or 11. Again, that might not be one that we have to worry about. Not all gaps get filled, but about 90% of them do. There are still quite a lot of SPACs out there who are, you know, very successful, who have done a lot of work, who have improved their fundamentals massively, who still have little gaps around here that may well never be filled. But this certainly is a point of interest. That's if you're looking for an entry point on these guys. That's if you're looking to buy into these guys. If you're already holding them, I like it. Even at current prices, even at the $17 share mark, I like them as a long-term investment. You know, if you don't know who ORMG is going with, it's Romeo Power. A lot of you guys might recognize that name but not be sure of who they are. If you're a Workhorse investor, that's probably why. This investor presentation came out October, and obviously there's a whole lot of information about what they do. There's a lot of exciting things in there. We saw that Workhorse is one of their customers alongside Oshkosh. It said here the USPS is electrifying the majority of its 200,000 vehicle fleet. So a lot of people thought Workhorse. That's probably where you know this company's name from. But look past Workhorse, look past all of that. As a company, these guys look awesome. Now, of course, it's relatively early stage. They have a lot to prove still, but they are working with some big names. They have some awesome founders. It looks good. Respect to everybody who bought early on. I contemplated doing it. To be honest, I don't know why I didn't. I think it's just because the EV market has been doing so well in general right now. I've been relatively reluctant to invest any more money in there, considering I already have so much of my portfolio tied up in EV. So just look out for these guys next week. Wouldn't surprise me if we do fill in this gap sooner rather than later, but there is a lot of hype here right now. I do think, however, though, ultimately these guys are going to make a nice upward trend relatively soon. And then the final company of today, one that needs zero introduction on this channel, is Workhorse. And the reason I'm speaking about them is because we're going into December, okay? And it still is anticipated that the USPS contract will be announced by the end of the year. That's the most up-to-date information we have. There is no guarantee. It doesn't have to happen, but it's well worth keeping an eye on them this month in particular. Price action as of right now, it's all been quite healthy. I know we've been going up absolutely massively. We've broken some resistance. We've come down, retested it, moved up to the new resistance, come back down. It's been a lot of sideways trading. We had this one institutional candle right here where about 20% of the market cap got wiped out in less than 30 minutes. But we came right back up nearly to exactly where we were before that happened. It bounced off $30. Anybody who's been in Workhorse for more than 12.5 seconds knows that $30 is a big point of interest, a big point of resistance. We are still trading above our trend lines, but over the next couple of days, maybe over the next week, we could end up back in these if we even stay at current prices. I want to see if we can hold up above $26 a share. I want to see if we can break out through about 28 a share. And ultimately, I want to see if we can get through 30, baby. You can see that right around here, right around the 28 mark is getting very difficult. There is a lot of price action here. We can't make up our minds if we want to go up or if we want to go down. Obviously, if we get the USPS contract news, and if it's good news, we fly to the moon. Really is that simple. If the EV market stays bullish, we keep going up with the EV market. It's that simple. If things change, which they may well do soon in the EV market, if there's some bearish sentiment, if the USPS contract gets delayed, we are going to start coming back down. So right here about 26 is the first price point I am looking towards. Somewhere around 23 also. And then ultimately, the next one is 19. That's what I'd say our biggest line of support is right now, aside from this 26 one. The 26 obviously isn't very far away at all, and I don't think Workhorse as a stock has its mind made up if we want to go up or down lately. So I'm looking here, and I'm looking down here, baby. But I have about 400 billion videos on Workhorse, so go check out any of them if you want more information. But guys, there is 5 stocks to watch next week. I think all of these are going to see some pretty insane price action. Most of them, I hope, go down so that we can buy them at better prices. If you've done your due diligence, if you like the company. That's the beauty in long-term investing. You win when it goes up and when it goes down short-term, baby. 5 very exciting stocks though, and let me be extremely clear. I would consider all of these high risk at this moment in time, even Workhorse. I mean, you look at IDEX, you look at NNDM, they're pretty much penny stocks. I know NNDM is a bit more in value right now, but very recently it was a literal penny stock. So just be careful when you're looking at any of these plays. I know the growth seems immense, but there's always the potential that you will lose money. But anyway, my friends, if you watched this video all the way until the end, you are a true legend, and I appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed the video, took some value, some insight, please hit that like button. Drop me a comment down below, let me know which of these companies is your favorite for next week. And if you are indeed new around here, please hit that juicy red subscribe button. Join the family. Remember that Patreon is the first link in the description, and if you want 4 free stocks, 2 of which are valued up to $3,700, hit the second link in the description, sign up to Webull, deposit $100. That's all you gotta do. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, my friends. I will see you for another video very soon. Peace.